think my favorite side hustle probably has been teaching yoga. Yeah, because I got to teach people from like all over the world, and I got to meet people from Germany, from Israel, from Mexico, from everywhere. I think that. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kirsten and I am a money mindset coach for Black women, and I help them master their money mindset so that they can create the life of their dreams. So today I'm going to be talking about 10 different side hustles that either I have personally done or have seen other people do while living abroad. And you're going to want to stay tuned until the end of the video, because at the end I'm going to give you some foolproof tips on how to create a sustainable side hustle that's going to help you no matter where you are in your life, whether you're moving abroad, whether you're in your home country. It's going to help you to create and sustain the life that you want. So stay tuned for that, and don't forget, if you enjoy this content and you want to hear more about how to create the life that you love by changing your money mindset, then click the subscribe button and remember to like this video and leave a comment. Okay, so here are some of the side hustles that I have done or seen other people do, along with the pros and cons of each, because I think it's important to know what's really good about it and what's not so great about it. So I'm going to start with the least obvious, or probably one that you might not have heard of or know of, and number one is babysitting. Yes, so if you're good with kids, I actually had met someone that had started a babysitting business for parents when they go on vacation, or when families go on vacation, and the parents just want a night out. And so she created a company around that for families that are vacationing. So the pro of that was it literally was the easiest money that I ever made, because I literally showed up, the kids were already sleeping, and I just made sure that they stayed breathing while they were sleeping, and I put on Netflix, and it was great. The con of that is it's not necessarily always a reliable source of income. When it's there, it's great, but it's not something that it can always be consistent and maybe not always sustainable. The second side hustle that I have done while living abroad is freelance writing. And so that can look like a lot of different things. Sometimes you can literally work for a company and that are hiring freelance writers if you like to write. I did more so working for publications, and so I would pretty much send my idea to an editor, to a publication, and if it got submitted, then I would not only get my article published, which was more exposure for me. So this is great if you have a blog, or if you have like a YouTube channel, or if you want to gain more followers. Not only is freelance writing something that can help you grow your audience, but also you can earn some cash. And some freelance, depending on the publication, it really depends on how much you can make. Sometimes for one article you can make a minimum of like $20-$25, which depending on where you are in the world can be very helpful. Or sometimes I've seen people get up to like $100 for an article. So it really just kind of depends on the publication. So the plus with that, the pro is obviously, you can get more exposure, it's fun, sometimes you learn new things. And also one time I actually got a discounted stay at a hostel because I was doing a piece on them for a website. The con of that is it's not always consistent. Sometimes different publications have different pay periods, so it's not like you might not get a check right away, but it is something that can definitely help while you're traveling and help support you on your journey, or help you in the future. As you're listening, I do want to say, if you're hearing things and you like it, really think about what makes sense for you. I think a lot of the times, and I wasted a lot of time trying to do what everyone else is doing. Don't do that. Do what is best for you. Do what you can see yourself doing. And so if we go through the list and none of these options seem like a good fit for you, Stephanie Perry from House Sitting or House Sitters has another great video on 10 side hustles to do while full-time traveling or while being abroad, and I will link that video so you can check that out. But really think about what's going to work for you, and don't just kind of do what everyone else is doing, because it's not going to work out, you're going to get burned out, or it's just not going to be a good fit. Number 3 is teaching yoga. So obviously you're gonna need a certification for this. If you don't have a yoga certification, you can probably, if you like fitness or if you have some experience teaching fitness or dance, that can still be an option for other activities abroad, for other like fitness centers, for gyms abroad. But if you do have a yoga certification, then I highly suggest teaching yoga. I have taught yoga for hostels. You can teach for, I've done my own like yoga events. You can teach individuals, groups, private classes. So the great thing is it can be a really good cash flow when you find a great group of students to work with. I definitely was able to create a lot of consistent income by working with the same groups of people. And the con is it really depends on the location. If you don't have a great location where like yoga is not very popular or people are not into yoga where you're at, then it's probably going to be a hit or miss. So think about that. If you're a yoga person or a movement person or even a fitness person, really think about if you want to offer the service in the country that you're at. Think about the area, think about what people want. And if not, there's also the option of offering it online too. You can also, I know a lot of fitness instructors had just moved their practice online, and this is great if you already have a good student base in your home country and you want to start traveling, you want to move abroad, just move those classes online or do like pre-recorded classes as well. Along with teaching yoga, number 4, I think, maybe, I lost count. I actually taught children's dance classes. And if you really like kids and you like working with kids, but like maybe you're not a dancer, I highly suggest offering some type of class. It could be an art class, a singing class, a martial art class for kids, because I think the consistent challenge anywhere in the world is that parents are always looking to put their kids in some type of activity, some type of after school activity. So that can be, again, a really profitable side hustle, because kids need to stay busy, and if you can offer that as a service, parents will love it. The con of teaching children's classes would be that it depends on the location, and also depends on the students that you have, the kids that you have. I was lucky to work with some really great students that were fun, but not everyone disciplines their kids the same way. So if you're going to work with kids, make sure you kind of get in of what the children are like in that area. Also, the 5th side hustle is, which is not a shocker, teaching English. And then so this is kind of like 5 and 6. So this is teaching English online and then teaching English in person on the ground. So teaching English online, obviously super, super popular. Everyone does it. Not everyone does it, but a lot of people do it. I was the way that I was able to move abroad. It's pretty simple. The pros of that, it is a pretty simple job. A lot of people really just want to have conversations. They just kind of want to practice their English. So the cons of that, it can be a little bit inconsistent. There's definitely going to be high and low points or seasonal points. There's going to be times where you have a lot of students, and then there's going to be times when you don't have a lot of students, and so that's something to think about. If you would like to learn more about teaching English and kind of getting your own clients, how to have consistent clients, how to make teaching English something more sustainable, then comment below and I can do a video solely on that. Now, tip number 6, I think, I don't know. Teaching English, so we talked about teaching English online, but you also can teach English on the ground of the country that you're in. If you're in a non-English speaking country, most likely there are going to be people that want to practice their English and want to do like English tutoring. So the great thing about that is it's a great way to meet people, to meet locals, and things like that. You can do this like individually. You can also do this like for working with an academy or things like that. So the great thing about that is it's fun and it's simple and it's easy and it's a quick way to get cash. But again, depending on the people or the people where you're at, it can be a little bit unreliable. Sometimes people cancel, sometimes people don't show up. So you have to be conscious of that as well. The next tip is working for another business or that's on the ground. And so this could look like maybe working for a hostel or working for an English academy and some type of company working for I don't know, different companies that are in the country that you're in are kind of looking for some support. It could be with like translating, it could be working like front desk, it could be doing some behind the scenes work. But oftentimes you can find like actual small businesses on the ground that are looking for some extra support, especially if you speak English. So the cons of that is, well, depending on where you are, there may or may not be companies that are available to hire. There could be things like work visas that you have to like work around or work under, and it really just depends on the company. Sometimes there are companies that will, even though you're kind of working maybe under the table or kind of as like a separate employee, they may treat you really well. Some companies do take advantage of foreign workers, so you have to be careful of that. Number 8, I want to say, maybe not, I don't know, is consulting. So consulting is a great way to easily make money online if you are somewhat of an expert in your field or you know a lot about a certain subject. And you can do consulting on anything. Just you have to establish an authority for yourself. You kind of have to do a little bit of the groundwork to establish that you are knowledgeable in whatever field it is. It can be traveling, it could be writing, it could be I don't know, it's fashion, whatever it is. But if you have an expertise or specific knowledge in an area that maybe not a lot of other people have or people are seeking more support in, you can easily start consulting people online through video calls, through Zooms, or however way you would like. The con in that is, again, I think having to do a little bit more of like the startup work and establishing yourself and establishing an online presence before you can start really making an income. But once you do that, then it's going to be pretty easy and fun to make money on things that you know. Okay, so the last and final side hustle, thank you if you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching, is to be an entrepreneur. And in this sense, it just means to create the job that you want. I think it's totally possible to do that abroad, even more so, because people are can be more receptive to foreign aid, foreign help. So pretty much if you're able, I think baseline an entrepreneur is anyone that can solve a problem that a group of people have. If you get to a certain country, or if you see that there's a problem online that is a problem that you can support remotely, support people by helping them online with something, then do it. Go out there and just create the job that you want. There's so many opportunities to do that. So that would be and that has been a side hustle I've seen not only myself do, but other people do as well. When they see there's a problem, they invent a career or a job and they fix the problem. So if you've taken all of those in and you're like, okay, I want to start building I want to go abroad, or you just want to start your side hustle, or maybe you just want to start a side hustle, so you're like, okay, where do I start? So as promised, here are some crucial tips that you can put into practice starting right now that's going to help you build these side hustles in the future. And so the first thing is, don't be shy. when I moved abroad, I told everyone what I was doing. I put myself out there a lot. I networked, I talked to people. Don't be afraid to share with the world what you're doing, what your skills are, because you never know who might need your help. You know, literally one time I was on the beach and I was holding my yoga mat and I was talking to my friend about doing yoga, and some lady, she was from Germany, random lady, never met her before, came up to me and was like, hey, I heard that you teach yoga. Are you interested in doing private classes? Boom, got a private class, but got like I think 2 or 3 private lessons, and I was able to charge a little bit more than what I was making when I was teaching yoga at the hostel. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there. And the tip number 2, the second tip is to, I forgot, is to start building an audience, especially if you want to start building an online business. One of the biggest things that you're going to need is to build an audience. And there's lots of different ways to do that. You can grow your audience through social media, through Instagram, through TikTok. Now is super popular. You can grow an audience through YouTube, through blogs, through even just talking to people, a mailing list. I think it's so important to build a strong foundation so that when you start gaining these trust with your audience and start gaining a sense of authority with your audience, then when you put your product out there or you put your service out there, people are going to be ready to buy. That's what happened when I created my ebook. I had started building a foundation. I had my email list where I was sharing stories of life abroad, and so when I decided, okay, I'm going to write an ebook, I was able to get customers. I was able to get not only people that are in my audience, but people outside of my audience to buy, because I had already established this authority and this relationship and trust with them. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more information on living abroad, how to make money, how to change your money mindset, don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, if you're really serious about moving abroad and you want more tips on creating these side hustles and generating income abroad, then also check out Picky Girl Travels YouTube channel. She does a video talking about other ways to find work when you want to go abroad. So I'll link that video in the description below. Take care.